Hello everybody, Friday afternoon, and if you come into the Winton training room, you now have this waft of loveliness from all these lush candles which they've donated to us, and we're going to get some out to volunteers, but there's also going to be some for you. I wondered if you picked that up yet from Claire's email. Do come along and pick them up and see if we can get them out to people who deserve them, but also to your good selves. And it just made me think there's all this amazing stuff going on, and I just wanted to give you I don't know what your week's been like, but here's a little taste of some of the things I've had this week. So this morning we had a STAR Trustees strategy review. So you remember the STAR team, Steps to Active Recovery, with Emma and the team. I've been a trustee, but I've just come off being a trustee from today. But we are a STAR approved organisation, so we maybe want to get back into making sure we've got as many of you trained around addiction awareness as we possibly can. So that was this morning. What we had yesterday, I was in Dorset Council with the Wimborne Community Garden. Don't forget, they linked in with Wimborne Food Bank. They're another one of the projects which we just provide that little support to. They're on a few problems because there's somebody trying to drive a road right through the garden, and we were going into Bath there to try and see if we could get that changed. We had about 20 or so church leaders gathering together on Wednesday to pray for the conurbation for BCP. And they were very animated and wanting to do that, which comes off the back of the Moorlands event we've had recently. We talked about it at Trustees this week, and actually we've got another date to have another one of these gatherings where we bring together church leaders, but also those leading some of the Monday to Saturday activities in our churches, and say, actually, how can we make the impact even more? And maybe that's about how we connect together stuff, or maybe that's how we get more into our volunteers and things like that. But actually what's really nice, after that first event that Sabina and I were involved with in June, and indeed many of you were involved with, one of the church, it's lovely to see things like there's a church leader at Christchurch Elim Church who's come to us to say, hey, we want to open our doors on a Monday when the market is there in Christchurch, but how do we go about it? What do we do? So wonderfully, Tracy and Sabina got together with this guy Dave and some of his volunteers, and there's a whole plan of training we're going to give to that particular church to help them be the most effective link they can be into things like what CFB Plus are doing, and some of the other needs that they might see from people coming through on the marketplace. So lovely to see how these things connect together. So another thing that's connected together is we needed to move from half-time. Half-time is a service, as you know, actually, when we provide for those who are coming risk of homelessness or in rough sleeping themselves. But actually, of course, the YMCA is going to be redeveloped. So where are we going to have that base? And we've had some really helpful talks with the St Mike's Church, just on the coming out of Bournemouth into Westbourne. And Sarah, of course, is one of our trustees. She's the vicar there, and she's got the food bank going there, and she's really keen to be another life centre. And so we're looking at whether we can move across there. It's looking really promising. So we'll give you more info on that as we go along. The other thing that happened today was I just had 45 minutes with the Director of Housing. What's going on with Homewards was basically the question. And there's going to be a structure and a plan coming out very soon. So there's going to be a meeting within 2 weeks. But I'll send round to you, there was a newsletter that Homewards produced, and they're going to be doing that on a regular basis. And interestingly, the work that we've done to link together people from the carpentry workshop to a college course and into Sunseeker, we've got one of the chaps who's on that journey through, who was in our workshop and is hopefully going to be a Sunseeker apprentice, which is just fabulous. And they're telling that story in the Homewards thing. So good news that we're involved in that as well. Those are a lot of the things that are in my week. I wonder what's been in your week. I know that, for example, there was a fire assessment, talking about the workshop. We did a fire risk assessment. The guy came in and gave us a really good, clean bill of health. Some stuff still to do, but Leo, Georgia, and the team around the workshop, Rob, thank you so much for getting that right. It may seem a sort of itty-gritty thing, but actually really important. And similarly, hats off to you, those of you who are walking through safeguarding type issues. I know there was one at Christchurch Food Bank's community meal on Wednesday. Thank you, Sarah and Tracy, for the way you handled that. There's a couple that Rachel and the Smile team have been dealing with this week as well. Again, thank you for reporting them. Thank you for taking immediate action, and look after yourselves on the back of that. And indeed, as we say, looking after yourselves. Have you done your Colourworks thing yet? I'm going to share with you what my questionnaire came out with. You remember we did this at the team away day, and I popped it over to you in the last couple of weeks. Have you had a go at the little questionnaire just to see what it comes out as in terms of the way that your personality is shown by that Colourworks thing? And next week I will send around a little thing to say, what costume should I wear? And this year I'll try again and give you 3 choices. I've got a recording I'm doing with the choir I sing with over the weekend, and so there'll be bits in between where I'll be looking through the costumes. So ideas and suggestions, well, no, actually within the 3 that I'll send to you next week. Anyway, thanks very much for all you're doing, guys. Hope your week has gone well. If you're going on holiday, have a really good week. And nice verse from Psalm 31. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Be strong whatever you're doing this coming week. Thanks a lot.